A look at the match stats. A lot of the numbers going Chelsea's way, but in the end, it didn't matter because Sunderland got the happy hunting at Stamford Bridge. Dan, oh God, we're missing Dan. But Don, now we know that Don only gets to call the big games. And Don, something tells me you did get to call this one. So your thoughts on it, and just what is this Chelsea team? What are we going to expect from them now? Because they're just definitely not consistent.
Well, that's exactly it. They're young and they're inconsistent. They don't have any in-game leaders. There was a game when I played in many moons ago. We won 4-2 and I scored a brace, but they had Desai and Frank Leboeuf at the back. They had leaders through the middle of the pitch. Sunderland rocked up today, outplayed them. I was trying to pick my man of the match at the end of the game. Dan Ballard was brilliant at the back. Enzo Lefebvre, brilliant in midfield. Granit Xhaka ran the show. Granit Xhaka looked like he played in slippers today. He was that good. But Chelsea lost their way in game. And what frustrated me most about the Chelsea performance is they were moving the ball too slow. So Enzo Fernandez got on the ball. Sunderland went in a sort of low block. And I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches he had. He played it to Reece James. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches he had. And it was just symptomatic of how Chelsea approached the game, and they lost their way. They got off to a good start, but then Neto faded in the game. Garnacho faded in the game. He had to try and go to his bench to try and find a spark. But the more the game went on, Sunderland just sat in that low block at 1-1, looked like they were going to get a 1-1, but won the game late on. And that, I'm afraid, Alexis, is what you're going to see from Chelsea from now to the end of the season. They were in really good form. I think it was a chance for Chelsea to win 5 on the spin in all competitions. And you would have thought, on paper, the form that they've been in, they should be rocking Sunderland over or turning Sunderland over to try and finish in the top 4 or close to it. In the end, they absolutely just ran out of any sort of ideas. They lost their way big time in game.
Ale, you had a little reaction.
Well, I had a little reaction to the fact that Don had to remind us that he was right about Manchester United and then reminded us about the fact that he scored a couple of goals. You know, a long time ago, but I scored a couple of goals.
No, it was on this day. It was on this day, yeah, so it was sort of relevant to the game, I think. Very sort of. Kind of, sort of relevant.
A little pat on the back.
As it pertains to Chelsea, at 1-1, right? They should never have lost this game. Now, 1-1 would have been a disappointing result, but not nearly as disappointing as losing the match. And I'm going to specifically address the second goal by Sunderland. Long ball over the top, Robbie gets on the end of it, and it's a 2v1, 2 defenders of Chelsea, while Robbie is waiting for Sunderland to catch up, for anybody to come and support him. Chalobah, instead of actually closing him down and making it a real 2v1 and forcing him to the outside, he just allowed Robbie to sit on the ball. Literally, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. He's sitting, standing, waiting for the support to come. Chalobah's over here, also just standing and watching. No, go and close the ball down, make it a 2v1, force him to the outside so that now he cannot wait for the help. He has to dribble away from the pressure and away from goal. They allowed Robbie to do whatever he wanted, and then Talby, who had sprinted 40 yards to get there, then has the presence of mind to have the finish that he did. Great for Sunderland. Awful defending from Chelsea, and it's awful management of a late game situation. You cannot be so concerned about scoring the game-winning goal that you forget about doing basic defending and keeping the score at worst at 1-1.
Stevie, your thoughts on Chelsea?
Complete sucker punch at the end. Yeah, Sunderland. At 1-0, I just couldn't see another winner other than Chelsea. And as Don said, I think they did lose their way. But second half was completely, totally and utterly one-sided. And that goal is the only time I remember Sunderland actually getting in the other half. So yeah, this defeat is down to Chelsea. Because they couldn't break Sunderland down, and as Ali said, defensively, that's a shambles. Having dominated so much, it's criminal to actually lose a goal and lose 3 points in the manner they did.